My name is Dawn Green, and today I'm going to talk about how Latin has influenced the English language. While Latin has been categorized as a dead language, it is actually the basis of many modern geometry terms and scientific naming systems. Those who are interested in the medical field will find an ample array of Latin words while studying anatomy and basic human functions, among other things. Latin is also found on American currency, written in important U.S. documents, and spoken in churches. For these and many other reasons, learning the basics of this language is essential for developing a comprehensive understanding of modern English. Spanish, French, Romanian, Italian, and Portuguese are all Latin-derived languages. Although English is Germanic in its origins, more than 60% of English words originate from Latin. According to Book 1 of the Cambridge Latin course, Old English, or Anglo-Saxon language, borrowed a number of words from Latin, which is why more than 60% of our current vocabulary is Latin-derived, even though we're not technically a Latin language. As a result of this fact, just a basic study of Latin, basic Latin terms, will actually allow people to gain a better mastery over the English language, discern the meaning of new words as they confront them, and it can also give students a more in-depth understanding of the English language materials that they're confronted with. Ultimately, learning Latin has the power to significantly improve comprehension of the English language overall. The benefits of learning Latin, basic Latin, are manifold and manifold. For students, however, the greatest of these is the ability to get higher test scores, particularly when taking the SAT or other examinations that focus on the fundamentals of the English language. Latin fosters the ability to discern the meaning of words according to their root words. As per the Cambridge Book of Latin, Book 1, we can kind of see some of the connections between Latin words and English words. For instance, if you know the word in English mother or father, brotherhood, you could infer that motherhood and brotherhood are obviously somehow related to these, fatherhood as well. Whereas in Latin, if you know the word mater or pater for mother and father, you know maternity, paternity, matricide, patricide, and many others. The same is also true for words like affiliation, which don't have a direct and clear connection to their Latin root, but once you find it, you can not only see how the two are connected, but what the tone of those words were meant to be. For instance, the Latin word for son is filius, and some of the words that have been born of filius include filial, affiliate, and affiliation. Filial is a sign of a devotion or affection from a child, whereas affiliation and affiliate denote some form of association. Filius or son shows more of the nature of an affiliation. While some people might be a part of an affiliation, the individual member is not as powerful or as authoritative as the organization itself. Thus, there's almost the father-son or parent-child relationship there. The benefits of basic Latin for improved English comprehensions are not just confined solely to the vocabulary and its expansiveness. Those who know Latin can get deeper insight when studying biology, medical terminology, plant life, and other subjects in the areas of science and mathematics. For instance, the naming systems for plants and animals, as well as many other medical and geometric terms, are Latin-derived. A quick look at some of these will show how knowing even a small bit of Latin can make these complex subjects much easier. For instance, we have the Latin word for dog is canis, which shows us Canis lupus is the binomial nomenclature or the genus and species of the wolf. Canine is also the front incisors or the teeth that are used for ripping by carnivores like wolves. Circum, which is the Latin word for round, brought us circus, circumcision, circumnavigate, and circumference. Finally, we have hystero, which is one that really gives us kind of a more greater understanding of certain medical practice and how these have evolved. According to Latin for You medical terminology, This is the Latin word for uterus, and it is also where the term hysterectomy and hysterics was derived. In the past, when women were thought to be having hysterics or hysteria, this was believed to be a form of sexual dysfunction. Thereby, hysteria was solely something that women could experience because only they had the hystero or the uterus. Beyond the scientific applications of Latin, it also gives more insight into the world around us by helping us to determine the meanings of terms and how they were used and where they came from, which is what we can see there. While Latin is considered to be a dead language, it is still widely used in many of its various forms. Latin learning resources have the potential to foster better reading and speaking skills and overall English language comprehension. For students who look forward to a lengthy academic career and for those who are just getting started with the English language and their higher education, learning Latin is a great way to simplify many of the complex materials that they're likely to approach. Yay!
You hit like right at 6 minutes and like 50
Don't
seconds.
me at the last, because I'm just gonna make dumb faces.
Oh.
Dumb faces.
No, I think you'll be fine.
Oh, sweet. I lost a whole page of it too, so I was
was
like,
great.
thank God that happened.